Hello and welcome everybody, it's me Sir X, and in this wrap-up video for our tribe session in Hearthstone Battlegrounds analysis, we'll take a look at which tribe is best for which situation. So I will have 4 categories, which are early game, mid game, late game, and situational game. And situational game happens more often than you think of. Okay, so one moment, I will go for this here. So the Morlock tribe itself. So where is it best? It's best in the early stages of the game, and it's best in the very late stages of the game, and it struggles in the mid stages of the game, and it's not good for situational game. What do I mean with that? So take a look at Morlock Tidecaller and Rockpool Hunter. If you manage to get these two out in a combination, you basically have a 3-3 and a 2-3, which synergize very good together. And then if you take a look at tier 2, you get a card that is very, very strong in terms of attack damage in the early stages of the game. So basically, when old Merc Eye attacks, and he's basically the first of your minions to attack, he kills whatever it sees. Basically, that's it. That's why Merc Eye is, in my opinion, one of the gods of tier 2. But oh yeah, and you get the Morlock War Leader, who buffs all your minions at the start with +2 attack. The problem is, after this, I think very, very good start, very solid start, you have nothing of real interest. Giving your Murlocs +2 health maybe, let's say, 2 or 3 times in the match is not enough. So if you want to go with Morlock tribe, you need something to boost that battle cries. So you need to play, for example, Shadow Walk to make more use of these battle cries. But, and that is the problem with that, you need to specify that. You need to have the Shadow Walk. Or if you don't have the Shadow Walk, you need to have Brun. But Brun is also a tier 5 card. You get the point why it's harder there. So, and after that, yeah, we got the Toxfin, and it's very, very good to have Poisonous on your minions. Poisonous is, besides Divine Shield, in my opinion, the best keyword you can have on your minions. And Murlocs have a very special, appearance there because of the Toxfin. But the problem is, this is just not enough, because most of the time your Murlocs won't survive the attacks of your opponents. Just think about it. Let's just say you got a Tidecaller, or the Amalgam is an excuse. Yeah, so we got the Tidecaller, triple buffed by Rockpool Hunter, means +3/+3. Oh no, yeah, you could do it with a +4/+4. So play the Rockpool Hunter, play another Rockpool Hunter, then get the third Rockpool Hunter, and then do this buff. So it's +4/+4 on this, so it has 4 health. We're just counting on the health, so it's 4 health additional, it's 6 health. And then you get this also with 2 times, and a triple is +2, +4, +8 health. So this is 6 + 8 is 14. And for every one of you who has played a bit more here, knows that 14 HP is, in the later stages of the game, basically nothing. And that's why Murlocs struggle a lot in the mid game, because they can't afford to get the HP they need to survive everything. And you can't rely so much on Nightmare Amalgam that you basically have you can't get everything on Nightmare Amalgam and then hope that this survives. If there's one poisonous minion of the opponent, goodbye. But, and now comes the point where I say it's the super late game where it really shines. Okay, yeah, we have the Primal Fin lookout, where you can search for certain cards, very, very good. But the best here is when we get the Gentle Megasaur, we have unique buffing options for our Murlocs that no other tribe has. For example, we can buff them with Wind Fury. We can buff them with... usually you can buff them with Stealth. I haven't seen that yet, but this would mean if you can buff them with Stealth, that that only the minion that attacked is able to be attacked, because this is the first minion the opponents see, and then you could really manage to say, okay, what minion do I want to see in attack order? And this is a very, very unique option only Murlocs have. But this is the very, very late stages of the game. But if you get to Gentle Megasaur, then you are basically over the top good. Because then you can go for all Divine Shield, all Poisonous, all Wind Fury. And this means that your Murlocs kill basically everything they see, and they have a free attack. So basically they can kill 14 minions right away without any further problems. This is very, very good. Okay, and that's why I think that that's how it goes. So Murlocs goes an S tier, in my opinion, for the early stages of the game. And they get a C for mid-ranges and for late stages of the game, but very, very late stages of the game, not early late stage, as you can call it, like when you're getting right into the late stage, but late. Then it is really, really good. Next we have the Mech Tribe. So Mech Tribe is more of a mid to late game tribe, because you have not that good early game choice. I mean, look at your tier 1. Mecha is basically like the worst version of 2 minions printed on tier 1, because the other ones just spawn another minion, and that gives you the option to sell 1 minion, which makes the bad minion cheaper and gives you the option to cycle more. You don't have this with Mecha. The only interesting thing is that the Micro Machine buffs itself every time. But this is not enough to be really, really good here. So that's why you often play Maleficent if you want to go with Max, because Maleficent just buffs them with +1/+1. Or Red King if you're lucky, or let's say if you have a really strange combination, let's say you have Red King and then you get the mech buff first and then you get a Micro Machine, which is very, very good. Then you have a 2/4 at the start, which goes up and up and up, and the 4 HP really matter. Yeah, but on Tavern tier 2 you have everything you wish for, and on tier 3 it just gets better. So on tier 2 we have the Amalgam, okay. We have the Metal Tooth Leaper. If you can get this out twice, this is just the nuts. Harvest Golem is really, really strong. Kaboombot is really, really strong. Shielded Minibot is really, really strong. This is really, really much you have to deal with as an opponent. And if you want to go with Battle Cries, you can go with Pogo Hopper. Pogo Hopper is, if you can get this out as a triple really early, combined with a Battle Cry for Pogo Hopper 2 and 3, wow. Trust me, this is so much early game value. You really have to compete with this if you want to be, if you don't want to be out here. And on tier 3, you can buff with Replicating Menace. You have the Psychotron, very, very good stats by itself. You have the Cobalt Guardian, very, very good by itself. Piloted Shredder for the beginning, very good. Screwjang Clunker, buffing the max. Wow. This is really, really wow. Especially the stuff that you have Psychotron, a 3/4 Taunt Divine Shield, which is wow. Really, really wow. And it scales. It scales on tier 4. With you can give another minion plus 2/+4 Divine Shield Taunt. You can spawn mechs. You can get +2/+2 for every killed mech. You can buff your mechs. There's everything you need. So from tier 2 up to tier 4, there's basically no real struggle. And you don't have to force yourself into tier 5 or tier 6 because there are not that many interesting tier mechs. The only interesting thing here is that you want to have the Foe Reaper maybe for the very late stages of the game, but maybe also because just because the Foe Reaper can pop out 3 Divine Shields, for example, in worst case. But popping 3 Divine Shields with 1 attack is very, very good, my friends. Okay, so next we have... Oh, wait. So early game, I would give this tribe a B. Later stages, so mid stages, I give this an S tier because mechs are the most prominent tribe basically on tier 2 and tier 3, and that means that you will basically always have a mech to play or always have a mech to buy, and that makes it very viable for you and very versatile for you to pick off, because as you see, it's not as if we have few mechs. It's the opposite. We have very many mechs, and I never had problems while playing mechs because of the synergies. Like for example, if you have Cobalt Guardian and anything with taunt that has the replicating menace, it's basically Cobalt Guardian gets an extra shield. Or if you have Security Rover, it's maybe several Divine Shields. And Junkbot profits from every mech that you get. So if you manage to get Replicating Menace, Junkbot, Cobalt Guardian, and Psychotron, it's basically that your opponent has hard times killing the last minion you have, because the Junkbot will buff itself right into the sky. It's about it's very easy to get a Junkbot early stages of the game that has 2020, and it's not that hard because the 2020 is hard to kill, but the 2020 is the last to attack, and it's your hardest minion. And there are no Divine Shields left. There are from your opponent's side. There are no Divine Shields left. There is no strong minion left because they traded themselves into your minions. And that's when the Junkbot shines. And the Junkbot deals 4 damage. So with 4 damage, I mean when you win the round, you deal X damage, where X is your Tavern tier, like from 1 to 6, plus every star your minions have. Like for example, the Junkbot has 4 star, and if you are on tier 4, and this is the only one to survive, it's 4 damage from your Tavern tier plus 4 damage from the Junkbot. As simple as it is, it's 8 damage, and you only have 40 HP. You can get the point. Okay. And in the late stages, it falls off. In the late stages, the mech tribe is not the hardest to be like. I would say in the late stages, the mech tribe is the worst to have, and that's why you want to have a lot of strong minions to deal out as much damage into your opponents as possible, to hope for them not to get into the late stages of the game, because then you really fall off. Yeah. If you see it different, please just leave me a comment. It's completely okay. Maybe I just oversaw something, but for me the mech tribe is the worst in the late stages of the game, but the best in the mid stages of the game. So yeah. Demons are, in my opinion, strange, because as you see, there are so few demons. I pointed that out in my Demon Tribe video. So what can I say about the demons? The demons have the best tier 1 card. So if you, I said it before, if you manage to get Vulgar Homunculus, get it. It's really, really strong, because getting out through 2 to 4 HP is hard. And if you, for example, have the Red King and manage to get this out with +1/+2, it's 3/6. No one can get through a 3/6 on first turn. This is impossible. And you could say that they have the best early game because of this card, but this is a false friend. Because yeah, the Vulgar Homunculus is very, very strong, but it has really no special synergy choice besides Nephrazim Overseer. And it's not that you get Nephrazim Overseer all the time. It's just if you are lucky, you get it. And if you are lucky and get it, it is super strong. But it is very, very RNG heavy, because 2 cards out of, what was it, 17 tier 2 cards is a hard bet. Is a really hard bet. It's more likely that you get a mech out there. And that's why you don't want to rely on this. Even though it is very, very strong, I would say possibly the strongest combination, even stronger than the Morlock stuff we saw. Yeah. And that's why I see it very, very difficult. You need to play a few stuff of other tribes while you search for these cards, or you are lucky and get these cards. That's basically it. But the problem is, besides the other tribes, you need to search for it. You need to search for the cards, and you need to search more for it than the other ones. And it's not as if it gets better on the other tiers. Like, you always search for demons, and you're happy if you get your first Siege Breaker out on tier 4 and say, oh wow, finally I got it. But this is gambling, and you want to have a steady game. And gambling is not steady game. Gambling is more like, if I can get it out, I'll screw you all and I'll be the best of the best. But yeah. So I would say, if you get to a late stage of the game, you are very, very strong with demons. So I would say late stages of the game, demons are number 2. Number 2 in tribe synergy stuff. So I would count them right below. Oh no, wait. I would pick them on. No, I would pick them as tier 3. So tier 4 is, in my opinion, when you want to play with mechs. Tier 1 is Murlocs. Tier 3 is demons. Why do I count demons so low on the late stages of the game? So, well, if you compare demons with, let's say, Murlocs, for example, the late Murlocs have Taunt, Divine Shield, Wind Fury, Poisonous. Or let's cut the taunt off. They have Divine Shield, they have Poisonous, they have Wind Fury. Every one of your Murlocs has it. So it's basically 6, because you need 1 slot for the Gentle Megasaur. And demons have, besides the Amalgam, no option of getting a Divine Shield. Which means every Poisonous is a killed demon. And then also your Annihilant Battlemaster is basically worth nothing. So if you have a, let's say, 6/200 and a 1/2 Murloc with Poisonous gets into it, it's toast. But that's it, basically. That's you can't get anything out there. This is And that's the problem I have with it. So yeah, basically that's the problem with Annihilant Battlemaster, and every other demon like Morganis has it, Voidlord has this problem, Siegebreaker has this problem, Imp Gang Boss, Homunculus. The only one free from this is the Amalgam, so this would take 2 attacks and then it's over. Not that much. Yeah, and that's why I rate demons so low, because they're so vulnerable to poisonous. But at the early late game, yeah, like let's say mid to late, they are, in my opinion, the strongest option here. Just because they have so much strong by themselves minions. Like Morganis is really strong, Battlemaster is really strong, the Siegebreaker is really strong, the Voidlord is very strong. The Imp Gang Boss is also very strong if you get the Juggler out, the Soul Juggler. The Nazrazim Overseer is very strong because it can also buff the Amalgam, and the Homunculus is very strong. But by themselves, as a tribe, I would say it's the worst tribe you can get by now. In basically every situation. Just because there are so few, and yes, they are very strong by themselves, but the pool is just too high. Especially the more cards you get, it's basically, why do you play demons here? If you have tier 2, you have 4 cards out of what was it, 16 plus, no, it was 12 was it, 12 plus something, basically about 30 cards. Let's look it up, one moment. Any type, so we have 12 plus 12, 16, so 12 plus 6 is 28 cards. So we have 4 demons out of 28 cards, which is, wait, let me get my calculator. I'm a bit, so it's 4 out of 28 cards, which is about 14.29% chance to get a demon. It's very low. It's really low. It's basically the lowest choice you have of all. And that's why demons are the worst, but they are good by themselves. If you can get a demon right away, just pick him. That's okay. That's completely okay. Maybe you get lucky and get a few more demons, and then you can play with them. But it's basically no tribe you want to rely on. So I would give this, if we have 4 tiers, tier 4. Let's get to the last part here, which is, in my opinion, the tier 2 sector. So max go to tier 4 in my opinion, and this goes tier 2 for the late stages of the game. Just to count it out. If you want to say for the late game is the only thing that interests me, so okay. No real early game. I mean, Ally Cat and Direwolf Alpha, yeah, it's nice to get them if you want to stay on tier 1, but it's nothing that's like Wavavoom or so that can really give you a boost to stay safe. No. So beasts are basically not meant for the early game, but they have a very good combination on tier 2. So in an early mid game, yeah, like let's say turn 4, 5 roundabout, you have very good options for surviving. Like, if you really want to go for beasts, you try to get 1 ally cat minimum, get a scavenging hyena, get a red pack. And then basically you're safe to go for the next few turns, because the scavenging hyena is buffed a 2 plus 3, it's buffed 5 times, which means plus 10 plus 5 for this little dude makes him a 12/7 to kill, which is really good at the very early stages of the game. And then it can scale up way better with, let's say, for example, Infested Wolf, or if you want, or if you try to buff the red pack in any way, anyway. Even a Direwolf alpha buff is good because this means 1 extra red means 1 additional buff for Scavenging Hyena. Like the same with Junkbot, but not on tier 4 but on tier 2. So you have way better options to boost this in the early stages of the game. And then you have the Pack Leader on tier 3, which buffs all of your plate beasts by +3 attack and later by +6 attack. And then you have the Cave Hydra on tier 4, and it's the same as with Max. If you have a Cleave, it's very, very good in this game. Even if the Cave Hydra is just 2/4, you just play it. It swipes away 3 Divine Shields in worst case, but this is... you don't care about the stats of the Cave Hydra in that way. Yeah, and then it even scales better with Goldrin, with Ironhide, Direhorn, also Savannah Highmane. And then you have the Mama Bear. You have a real scale up to the end option. And that's how you can get the hardest thing I saw was just like a red pack was killed and then it spawned 5 20/20s because of Mama Bear, because of Pack Leader, and I was like, oh god, how can I survive this? I couldn't survive it because I played Max. I didn't play Max. I played Demons against it. It's just hard. It's Beasts is the highest amounts of points on single tribe. It is very, very hard to kill this. That's basically how it goes. So tier A to B to A, something between that on early game. Tier A plus for early mid game. Tier A for tier 3 up to tier 4. And then it goes, in my opinion, to S tier with Goldrin, Direhorn, Mama Bear. So the cards by themselves are just so strong. It's so strong. And now you might ask, hey SirX, why do you give them an S tier and still say they are only tier 2 for the late stages of the game? Just because of Gentle Megasaur. Because Gentle Megasaur allows us to give the best synergy options, the best adapt options for all of our minions, which are Murlocs. As sad as it is, Murlocs are the best tribe here. But the problem is not in the late stages, but the late stages. Because you need to have 2 up to 3 Gentle Megasaurs, depending on if you have double Battle Cry or not. And if you have double Battle Cry, it's very good. If you don't have it, no. it's really a no. And that's how they stay and fall with. They stay and fall with the Gentle Megasaur. If you can't get it, it's basically out here. And Beasts don't rely on that. Beasts just rely on something dies. Hey, it's very likely that something dies in your turns. That's it. Okay, so here's basically the single tribe section, what I said. Last one is the Demons, then come the Mechs, then come the Beasts, then come the Murlocs. But I would play Beasts instead of Murlocs if it goes to a normal game. It's very, very unlikely that you get to the Gentle Megasaur thing. Yeah, I mean, on round about 100 matches, I managed to get it once. And that's how rare it is. Okay. Oh yeah, basically I forgot you also have Maxna for the Beast tribe. Yeah. So, okay. And now there comes something I promised you in this video too, which is the combined tribe, multi-tribe section. So there is an option to go for all 4 types of tribes, for all 4 tribes, sorry, that word pun wasn't intended. So, this is by far, in my opinion, the best deck I have played with so far. And you don't get the optimum cards all of the time, but it's nice to search for them in a certain way. So multi-tribe means we will play with all 4 tribes. Yes, you heard me right, with all 4 tribes. And this goes the following way. Yeah, this is just an opinion I have with what is the best option to have. So we need to have a Nightmare Amalgam. This goes for the Murloc section, by the way. We will need to have... Where is it? We will need to have... Lightfang Enforcer. Because the Lightfang Enforcer buffs our 4 tribes. We will need to have scavenging. We need to have Cave Hydra. So as I said, we will need to have Nightmare Amalgam from 2. We will need to have Cave Hydra from 4. We will need to have Lightfang Enforcer from 4. We will need to have... something's missing there. What is missing? The mech is the Foe Reaper. I'm missing a tribe here. Wait, one moment. So we have Foe Reaper. So we have the mech. We have... yeah. And it's an Annihilant Battlemaster if you lost a lot of HP. And if you didn't lose a lot of HP, you can go by Siegebreaker. Yeah, so either Siegebreaker or Annihilant Battlemaster. But you can also go for a Valgyr Homunculus, because if you manage to get the Lightfang Enforcer very early, it's super, super good. For those of you who still don't know what the Lightfang Enforcer does, at the end of your turn, give a random friendly Mech, Murloc, Demon, and Beast +2/+2. Means you can play this, and it's basically +8/+8 every turn. And if you manage to get this out as a triple, or even as a double, it's +4/+4. So means +4/+4 buffing 4 times is +16/+16 stats-wise every turn. And this manages that your 4 minions that you want to play just buff very, very fast, very, very fast. You don't even need you don't need to have battle cry effects that buff your minions, something like that. The Lightfang Enforcer is basically enough, and then you can search for triples or set stuff to your other minions. And so I thought, like, okay, the Foe Reaper is my mech to go, because the Foe Reaper says he damages the minions next to whomever it attacks. Means we have a cleave damage. And that's also the reason why I picked Cave Hydra. Cleave damage. If you don't want to have the Foe Reaper, because Foe Reaper is tier 6 and you want to play the buffing game earlier, you can also go for Security Rover. Security Rover is also super, super good, because if it has lots of stats, it's basically hard to die and will get out 2 up to 5, 6 of these 2, 3 or later 4, 6 taunts. And that's why it's also super okay to get the Security Rover. Yeah, this is my turn B, plan B option. And the Amalgam basically stands for the Murloc, because there is no real standalone Murloc. Yeah. Plus the Amalgam profits from every all buff you get. Like, for example, if you have a Metal Tooth Leaper, it's not +2 attack, it's +4 attack. It buffs in overall. Yes, so in this this multi-tribe thing, where would I rate this? In my opinion, the multi-tribe is between tier 1 and tier 2 section, which means that if you, let's say, start with Murlocs, see that you suck at getting what you need, or let's say you play demons and suck at what you need, or megs and suck at what you need. You get the point. Yeah. Then you can sell the less important stuff. Get a Lightfang. If let's say you get the Lightfang Enforcer and you see, okay, where do I want to go? Then you can say, I get the Lightfang Enforcer. I play the other stuff. I maybe just have bought for worst case scenario, and just get them in. You will maybe lose the first round you do this, but then it starts to work because the Lightfang Enforcer is doing his job. And just to be honest, let's say stats of Murlocs against stats of such stuff, what wins, count for yourself. And this is just the option of what you want to go if it just doesn't go as well as it should. So basically MultiTribe is always my my plan B. My plan B for it. You can also go for double tribe, let's say, Mag, Beast, but this doesn't work out really well. If you want to go for several tribes, go for all tribes. And then just pick yourself one minion that you like. I just called you my minions that I like to play with. And just buff them all of the time. Buff them, buff them, buff them, and then hit, hit, hit. That's basically how I would do it. Okay guys, that's basically it for my analysis section so far. If you liked what you saw, if it was helpful, please leave me a comment. I would really be grateful for just hearing that, yeah, this helped you out in any way, prepared you a bit for what's coming next. And yeah, if you like to see gameplay of me, this is probably coming up as just live streams next week maybe or so, just on my live stream, Twitch TV Sir X, but you can also find the link in the description below. Okay, that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it, I hope it was useful for you, and we will see us most probably live on Twitch. If you like to see more analysis videos, or if you have specific requests for what I could do, for what I could explain on Hearthstone, anything else here, then just let me know. I will try to do my best, and we will see us. Bye bye.